Hey folks, good afternoon. PLEA President Ken Crane here coming at you from the PLEA office. It is Monday, August 30th, about 4:45 p.m. I just want to give you a quick update. Myself and 4 other board members went to the city council meeting today, as we put out in our email, to try to give comments to the council on behalf of the police actions at the Trump rally and why we oppose this outside independent review that the city is pushing for by the OIR Group. We did go to the council meeting, and shortly after the meeting started, the meeting was hijacked by essentially a group of anarchists who commandeered the mic, would not sit down, would not shut up, would not obey orders, and frankly, the mayor chose to let the meeting get completely out of control and ceded control of the meeting to this anarchist group. It was extremely disappointing. We did hang out for probably about an hour, hoping we might eventually get a chance to go to the mic to get our message out. This was not the case. After conferring with board members, we felt it in the best interest to probably just go ahead and leave the meeting, knowing that if we did get to the mic, we would probably be shouted down and wouldn't get our message out. So, knowing that, we decided we would come back here, do a video message, and get our comments out to you, the members, that we can put on our website and Facebook. So what I'm going to do is read the prepared statement I had to deliver to council so that you will know the message that we had to deliver on behalf of the membership to the mayor and council. The comments are as follows. Mayor and members of the council, thank you for the chance to speak. My name is Ken Crane. I serve as the president of the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, representing about 2,400 rank and file Phoenix police officers and detectives. And I'm here today on behalf of our organization to address the issues regarding events that occurred last week at the Trump rally. Police officers and police supervisors, from chiefs to sergeants, did a fantastic job on the night of August 22nd. Confronted with a potentially explosive situation, thousands of people packed into downtown, inflamed by emotion, ready for a fight at the slightest provocation. The Phoenix Police Department did what you asked us to do. We made sure everyone who attended got home safely that night. We did it by positioning ourselves between 2 groups of people who would understandably clash if allowed to come in close proximity to one another. We took huge risks so this community would be safe, and we delivered the goods. We made sure no one on either side was hurt. We made sure no property was destroyed, and we made sure the reputation of the city of Phoenix was protected while we were on national TV before millions of people around the world. Afterward, you all praised us. You said we did a great job. But now suddenly you seem to want to second guess us, second guess yourselves, and second guess law enforcement experts and civilians from around the world who believe we did a great job. Why? Because a few people in our community, people who dislike the Phoenix Police Department and police in general, and who will never believe we did a good job, have continued to question our strategy and our results. I'll say it again, no one was seriously hurt that night. Not $1 in property damage occurred, and not a single round of lethal ammunition was fired by a Phoenix police officer. The decision to spend $50,000 to hire an outside group of lawyers to investigate the response to the August 22nd protest is, to put it simply as I can, a solution in search of a problem. It's a waste of taxpayers' money, and it's a waste of police resources at a time when you have told us again and again you don't have enough money to hire the appropriate number of officers to police our streets. The lawyers you've hired, the OIR Group, make a living second-guessing police departments. In city after city, they've been hired to do these audits, and every single time they come up with a long laundry list of second guesses. Guess what? If you hire a car mechanic to audit your car, he finds car trouble. If you hire a doctor to audit your health, he's going to give you a prescription or tell you that you need some kind of procedure done. And if you hire lawyers to review a protest with 20,000 emotional, angry people facing off in the streets, they're going to tell you a whole bunch of things you did wrong. That's not helpful. Not one of these people were there that night. Not one of them is or was a police officer. And not one of them has ever been in the street trying to protect thousands of people with strong opposing political views that are not all fans of law enforcement and at any given moment can reach a flashpoint. Instead, they're going to spend 90 days and $50,000 sitting at a desk and putting under a microscope the final hour of a night that took place in real time under extremely stressful conditions. I find three things about this decision to hire OIR Group extremely disheartening. One, there's the waste. This incident's been looked at under the microscope of the media and internally by the best people we have in the police department, not to mention law enforcement locally and nationally. Here we are a week later and you seem dead set on continuing to hunt until you find something to criticize. The second thing I find horrible is that you're giving a platform to people who only want to criticize the police department no matter what we do. They don't care that injuries were few and very minor. They don't care that no property was damaged. They don't care that only 4 arrests were made. They don't care that our response was measured and appropriate, and that we only use gas and pepper balls after people have been repeatedly warned to leave the area. They have made up their minds. They don't care what we say. They don't care what we do. If the Phoenix police had shown up that night and given every protester a cupcake and a ride home, they would still have found reason to criticize us. Now you're handing them a bullhorn to do exactly that. I spoke yesterday with City Manager Ed Zucker to express my strong disagreement and concerns about this. The conversation was both confusing and telling. When asked by me, Mr. Zucker said it was his decision to bring in an outside investigative group. He also said they didn't believe there was any misconduct, nor did he believe the police used excessive force. He confirmed the groups pushing for this were groups like Puente and the ACLU. In other words, the usual suspects. When I asked how the OIR group was selected and whether the city got 3 bids per normal protocol, he explained that under emergency conditions, the procurement code allows for immediate selection of a vendor and for the bid process to be bypassed. I also asked if he planned on paying $50,000 for an outside investigation every time we have a mass demonstration. He said no. So let's recap. No evidence of misconduct, no evidence of excessive force, but there's now an emergency to bring an outside group in to investigate the PD, which allows for the short circuiting of the city's own procurement code in the process. Finally, there's a message this sends to our police officers, the rank and file, and all police supervisors who risk their lives that night in the street. You're telling us that even when we perform to the highest possible level, even when we get the job done, and keep residents safe under extreme circumstances, you will second guess us. You have our backs until you don't. If there is a clear, articulable need for an audit of this type, and we can be confident it would be handled in a truly objective manner, frankly, we might not object quite so much. But when you bring in a kangaroo court, lawyers who've gotten rich using 20/20 hindsight to analyze and criticize police, I have to stand up and say that's totally wrong. Every Phoenix police officer who defended the city and its residents doesn't deserve this. Our city and its citizens don't need this. This is a waste of money and a waste of energy all the way around. I would ask all of you to have the backs of our men and women who walk point every day to keep you safe by voting no on this ludicrous idea. This was the remarks we had prepared for the City Council. This is the conclusion of the remarks that we did not, and these were the remarks we did not get to present, again, due to a radical group that hijacked the meeting. So thank you for listening, and we will do everything we can to get our message out there on your behalf. Have a great day, stay safe.